This video is going to cover the 5 P's of marketing, which include product, price, place, promotion, and sometimes either packaging or positioning. And all marketing strategies could essentially fall under all of these P's. All right, the 5 P's of marketing really is a mix of factors that, if successfully combined, will result in a successful marketing campaign. And we often call this the marketing mix. And these factors, as I just mentioned earlier, is product, price, place, promotion, and positioning. Now, marketing managers are going to use this mix to try and pull their customers and create sales. The truth is, marketing has to be customer-centric. The customer is the driving force behind the whole sale. So basically, the entire process starts and stops with the customer, and getting the recipe right is the only surefire way to success. Let's evaluate how this is true for each of the 5 P's in the marketing mix. Product. It's no surprise that product is number one here. Your products or services really give you purpose and shape, and of course form. The goal here is to have a product or service that stands out and has a unique selling proposition. Product development is key to an effective marketing strategy. And you have to ask yourself questions like, what is your deliverable, or how is it going to benefit people, or what makes it so unique that if you were in a room with 300 of your competitors, what would make you stand out above all of them? And you have to be prepared to answer these questions on everyone's mind. What's in it for me? And other factors that need to be considered are form. How does the product look to the potential consumer or service? How does it convey what it will do for the customer at first glance? Or quality. How well does that particular product or service function for the client? Does its functionality surpass that of any of the competitors? Or what about support, customer service, maintenance, repairs? If there's any warranties, we're in the SEO game. What about guarantees? These are all important to consumers. Is there a toll-free number to call? Is there support? Frequently asked questions. You can also add dimensions to your products and services, and therefore create opportunities for different connections. For example, Starbucks, they added product lines to extend its purpose, on items like instant coffees or soundtracks and a satellite radio station. You can alter a product or services form to adapt to changing markets, like Weight Watchers, for example, creating traditional in-store meetings as well as online options. Price. Now that you have the best product that anyone's ever dreamed of, or service, you've got the difficult job of really determining what it's worth. And this is a question that comes up quite a bit when trying to determine SEO pricing. We've got content and webinars specifically on pricing. So when pricing your product, you really have to consider many different things, such as its demand. If you price the product too high, you're going to drive customers away and limit its demand, as well as give your competitors the opportunity to swoop in. But you price it too low, and you could really leave your potential customers wondering what's wrong with your product, or worse, what could potentially do to your business by drowning yourself in debt. So justify your pricing. Find ways to create value and spell out what your customer gets. But low prices really should not be your only competitive edge. While it definitely drives customers to buy, your product needs to be backed up with features and value. If pricing is the only thing enticing your customers, then rest assured that eventually someone will beat your price and steal your customers. At a minimum, your pricing scheme should include items like a base price and discounting. So base price, this is the price that your organization believes to be a reasonable starting point. This is often referred to as a suggested price, or you'll find on some products MSRP, or manufacturer's suggested retail price. And all other functions further reduced should be based on this level, and it should be at a level that is anticipated by the market that you're working in, whether we're talking about your client's market or your agency's market. But it should be driven by the market that you're trying to enter. And now discounting. Discounts are price reductions that are really extended under certain circumstances. And the primary reason for providing discounts are to sell a high quantity of products and to stay competitive with a price-sensitive market. That's a key point, though. Discounting is good to sell a high quantity of products or to stay competitive within a price-sensitive market. We are not in a price-sensitive market right now. Place. Uh, Placing the product really refers to the components that are involved in distributing a service or a product to a customer or consumer. And when it comes down to placing a product, there's really two primary issues at hand, is the availability and the cost. And customers really don't want to wait for a product or a service. They want it now. When it, in stock and readily available when they choose to purchase. But on the flip side, some organizations don't want to pay large amount of money to get certain products to consumers or customers. And to balance this out, there's really four factors to look into. And those are, transportation, of course. How are the products going to get to the customer? Which forms of transportation is the most cost effective without justifying timeliness? Warehousing, storing products as close as possible to the greatest number of perspectives. Distribution, developing the best distribution models and options for a company's product or service. And how a company is going to market its product or service and to what degree in terms of the distribution. And finally, for physical products that we can hold, order and inventory control. And this ensures that products are ordered properly and handled through the delivery channel to the customer, and adequate quantities of products are available. And promotion. This is the process of communicating information about your company or your service or product to your target audience with the goal of stimulating the consumer and therefore generating sales. So promotion includes public relations and reputation management. By creating a strong customer base, promotion can really reduce the costs and build up priceless word of mouth. And promotion represents several different forms of marketing communication. Key factors within the marketing communication tactics are advertising, sales promotion, and public relations. So advertising. This is the method used by a company to publicize their product or their service to their target market, including product launches, brand building, or image. And organizations control their target audience. They control the content and the timing for their advertising with the intention of reaching the greatest number of potential customers. There are several forms of advertising. We all know them, or we should know them: TV, radio, print, all that nice stuff, brochures, car signage, direct mail, billboards, handouts, websites, web networks, direct sales teams. It goes on. But sales promotion. This includes different communication activities that really attempt to provide added value or incentive to the customers in order to get sales. They're really there at an attempt to pique interest into the product and drives purchases. And sales promotions can include event sponsorships, coupons, samples, contests, rebates, giveaways. We're seeing online check-ins, incentives for reviews. And finally, public relations and PR. This consists of a variety of activities that are really intended to promote a positive relationship or image with a consumer or potential consumer. And image building and the maintenance of the relationships built is the role of public relations. So some tools of PR are press release announcements, charity events, or different contributions in cooperation with different promotional activities. And finally, packaging. And packaging should always be considered a piece of advertising for both the company and the product. And the goal here is really to present the product in a way that appeals to the basic needs of the customer that your product is designed to meet. The product should be packaged in a way that it catches the eye of the target audience. It should reflect other attributes of the product, like functionality, quality, or benefits, and the price. And the design should reflect the mission of the company, as well as the services or the product's attributes. The fifth P, I tend to call positioning. It's arguable that packaging and positioning are interchangeable. But when you create or refine your firm's or your client's positioning, you define the very heart of that company, in my opinion, including your mission, the company's vision, the company's values, and their core competencies. And you really must determine the best position for this company within the market, or the product or service within the market, based on items like your competitors and how you want your product or your service to be perceived. You want to be a high cost, high quality, low cost, high volume? Well, it's really critical to define these positions, and it's essential before undertaking any marketing activities. Now, if they're not defined and they're clearly not communicated, your clients, your prospects, your own team members, prospective employees are really going to be unclear about where the company is headed, what you stand for, what they can expect, and when they work for you, or why you're different.
Local marketing update from the Local Marketing Source Professional Development